Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Town of Highland Beach Town Commission meeting. Today is Tuesday, August 11th, and it's now 1:30, and we'd like to call the meeting to order. If we could have the roll call, please.
Commissioner Chinovsky,
Present.
Commissioner Goldberg,
Present.
Commissioner Peters,
Present.
Vice Mayor Stern,
Present.
Mayor Moore,
Present.
Town Manager Labadie,
Present.
and Town Attorney Rubin.
Present.
We could all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If there are no changes to the agenda, could we have a motion to approve?
Yes, motion to approve agenda.
Second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to presentations and proclamations. Resolution number 2026-010, a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Highland Beach, Florida, ratifying the selection, appointments, and term of office of members of the Code Enforcement Board and providing for an effective date. And we have Mr. Chapelier, who is coming forward. If you want to come up to the podium and just introduce yourself and just, a few comments.
Sure. I've been a resident of Highland Beach since the 1980s. My career has been in real estate development. I have built literally billions of dollars worth of high-rise, mid-rise, and low-rise apartment buildings. And I've worked for the Related Group, which you may know, one of the largest developers in the state, and for several others, but for myself also. And I think I've got a lot of experience that might be useful to the town in all forms of construction and code issues, because you run into that all the time when you're in charge of big development projects.
Great. Well, thank you. We'll go through each of the commissioners if you have any questions or comments.
John, I am really excited to have you take on this position. And I see Maggie's over here laughing. I think if anyone deserves it, you do. And I think you're going to do a fabulous job at it. And I'm looking forward to our conversations in the future, what you encounter. But it's really I really feel great about it. But I have no other questions, Mayor.
Thank you, Jason. It's very kind.
Hi, John. So since this is not the usual situation because there's no chairman to do the vetting, so it's incumbent on us to
Sure.
do vetting. So in thinking about this, I appreciate this vast knowledge that you have in the real estate field. So as a builder, you have had, I assume, many instances where there were issues perhaps with codes, compliance. Is that right?
Codes, compliance, cost overruns.
Have you yourself been before a board, either representing yourself personally or on behalf of a business entity?
Well, I haven't served on one. I've
meant-
I've come before boards like this board many times with new development projects in towns much less friendly, I can assure you.
So you are used to the procedures and the background information that you have to have,
Sure.
the content? You
Yes.
are? Okay, that's great. Do I have anything else? Have you in fact attended one of our code meetings, say in the last year?
No,
You have not? Okay. All right. Thank you, John.
sure.
Yeah, thank you, John, for coming. You and Maggie do great things for Highland Beach, and I just want to thank you both for helping and getting involved. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Don.
Thank you very much. You're a great addition to the board. Thank you for applying and thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was really excited to see your name. The Chapeliers have contributed tremendously to the town. I guess one question I have, how often does the Code Enforcement Board meet?
Not much. What's the last one? Probably about 6-8 months since the last meeting.
Okay,
Kind of infrequent.
okay.
Do you know what day they meet on by the chance?
They call for a quorum, and each meeting's a little bit different. Just depends on everybody's availability. In season versus out of season changes a little bit.
Yeah. So that might be the biggest challenge, is to be here for the meetings, for some residents who have lots of flexibility in their schedules, to just be.
The good news is I'm retired and I live here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. Awesome.
It'll be the highlight of my week.
I doubt that. I doubt that. I know you guys do lots of fun stuff and keep very busy. So, well, I'm thrilled. Thank you very much for volunteering. And we are very fortunate to have you as part of the team. So with that, if we could have a motion to approve.
Yes, I make a motion to approve the appointment.
Second?
Milberg,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stern,
Yes.
Commissioner Peters,
Yes.
Commissioner Chernowski,
Yes.
and Mayor Moore.
Yes.
And
Motion
Thank you very
carries.
much.
Do you need the approval to state the resolution number? Would you like that?
Just for the record, motion to approve resolution number 2026-010.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes. Welcome. Moving on to public comments. Are there any public comments? Oh, come on.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
My name is Daniel Rush. I'm the president for your firefighters local 5504. I wanted to get in front of you today to introduce myself because my life has been crazy busy. This past year, my wife gave birth to our third child. So we now have 3 under 5 that I'm trying to
boy.
wrangle on a daily basis. Last September, I want to thank you again for allowing us to formate our local. And I believe you met with my previous vice president, Daniel Stearns. And we look forward to integrating with the town as we build our relationships. I think it's incredible what you've done here with building your own apartment. I come from Miami-Dade, where living in Jupiter, it was a far commute, but it was something I was dedicated to until I had 3 babies. So I really appreciate your bravery in creating this department. It enabled me to laterally move closer to home while continuing my career. So again, I just wanted to get in front of you, introduce myself, and I wanted to provide my contact information, if that's okay, if you have any requests or questions of the local union.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for your comment.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you.
nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
President.
Any other comments? Seeing no additional comments, we're moving on to ordinances. Item A, proposed ordinance, an ordinance of the Town Commission of the Town of Highland Beach, Florida, consolidating and updating the town's regulations for the protection of the ocean ridge, amending Article 5, seawalls, bulkheads, retaining walls of Chapter 6, buildings and structures of the Town Code of Ordinances by amending Section 6-127, construction, to remove conflicting regulations, amending Article 5, natural resources of Chapter 30, zoning code of the Town Code of Ordinances by amending Section 30-83, bulkheads, seawalls, and groins, to clarify and update the regulations applicable to all construction activities east of State Road A1A, providing for the repeal of all ordinances in conflict, providing for severability and codification, and providing for an effective date. Building official?
Well, good afternoon, Commission, Vice Mayor, Mayor. So we had a discussion about this because we had some unbuildable lots based on the way that the town code was written, specific to the east side of A1A, especially where it becomes more narrow, because it just as a refresher, the coastal construction control line was moved very far to the east. I'm sorry, very far to the west, making a lot of that completely unbuildable. So we were tasked with addressing that. Attorney Rubin put together some things. We had a lot of discussion on this. We did take this in front of the planning board. The planning board looked at it. There was one thing that they didn't like about design flood elevation. So we removed that. And what we are presenting to you today, that you hopefully had a chance to review, addresses all of these issues and takes away any sort of unbuildable lot. And it's fully addressed. So if you have any specific questions, I'll be happy to answer them. But right now, everything that was put together addresses everything.
I have a question.
Sure.
In watching the planning board meeting, one thing that they suggested be pulled out, it said it's already covered, if I remember correctly, in something else, and it's a duplication. Is there a problem with that? I'm watching it, I didn't see a problem with duplication. I thought it was worded well.
Well, what we were attempting to do was to add the fact that you cannot build on the ocean, even with your garage, below design flood elevation, which in our case is 1 foot above the base flood elevation. The base flood elevation varies depending upon which lot you're in, right? In here. We wanted to make it explicit and make sure that that was in writing in the town code via this ordinance, so that when developers or design professionals such as architects are researching, they know what to design by. So they come to us with a completely ready to go design. This way they don't come with that ready to go design, because this is something that they often overlook. And then we have to reject it. And then the resident then has to spend all of that money to pay for redesign through their architects and engineers, because it involves architectural and structural. So we were just trying to be proactive. Don't really have to be. If they don't want it in there, that's their choice. So we removed it because it's already in the code. My entire point was to just be proactive so that we can reduce the cost, because we can't allow people to build too low into the dune based on flood elevations.
I have a question. So, any expectation on what builders would think about the ordinance? Like, is it easy to comply? I don't know about easy, but is it reasonable to comply with the ordinance? And would you run it by some outside person to see, if they were to put plans together? Is it reasonable to, because you were saying you're doing a lot of this, you're doing it so that you don't have to reject. So a builder would find it easy, or not easy is not the right
Yeah.
word, but reasonable to comply. We're not doing anything that's out of the ordinary.
We're not doing anything at all that's out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Before I decided to ask to put that in there, I checked with Florida Department of Emergency Management, who oversees the floodplain. I checked with FEMA. I checked with our FEMA rep. I checked with a highly specialized coastal floodplain engineer. Checked with other floodplain administrators throughout South Florida, up the coast. And we all know that, you can't, it comes down to the breakaway walls are the issues. You can't have them below grade. They can't serve two purposes. They can't hold back all this earth, yet be designed to collapse when water touches them. It's
Not possible,
it just doesn't work.
right?
So that's what we did. There's no problem with complying, because it's really not changing much other than those that want to drop in. We were just trying to be proactive with
Right.
the ordinance, but we don't have to be, because we can just, they'll find out, or hopefully if they have a pre-app meeting, we can discuss it then, so then they'll know. But usually by then they've already put a certain amount of money into the design. So we were just trying to put it in there for that reason. There's no reason why they can't have an easy time complying. What it may mean is that there's a slight increase in the grade for the driveway, but a lot of that's still it's a design issue. You can offset the house, the garage to the back, and cantilever. It's a design issue. It's totally a design issue. And I took the time to actually go up and down A1A and check the grades of a whole bunch of different homes and see what actually they were and what some of the worst ones were. And some of them that were built a while ago that are compliant with today's codes for the elevations. They still had garages with driveways that worked. So That's the only, I think that's
Mhm.
probably the pushback is they probably want to have lower driveways, but
You can't.
the building code and FEMA rules and regulations just don't allow it.
Well, I like being proactive. I like, but the idea of giving people what's required so that there is none of, having to redo. I think that's excellent. I think that's, definitely something that we would want to do. Yeah, I'm sure that's terrible when you have to reject something for, something like that. You don't want to have to reject it. You want to be in a position to be able to give them all the information up front so you can approve it.
Well, yeah,
It's
that was
done
really the
correctly.
whole point. And
Mhm.
it wasn't just, like Greg Bobby said, that's Jeff Remus's opinion. That's because I did my homework. I did my research.
Right,
I made sure that we were correct because this, could be important.
right.
And that's all. That's all. I just trying to be proactive, nothing
Yeah.
more.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and I think it's a great idea. And our garages are above sea level and we still get water. So this is going to help. I mean, we're in a barrier island and
Right.
it's going to help that quite a bit.
So prior non-compliance, now that we look back at errors that have been made in the building of lots, that will just be grandfathered?
Well, the word grandfather doesn't exist, but as long as as long as it legally exists, it's basically
fine.
non-conforming. It's just non-conforming.
Non-conforming, okay. Well done. Thank you.
That's it.
I'm in support of it.
Right, you ready for a motion? Any other comments? No?
Point of clarification, because it sounds like we're getting towards a motion. Did you want to include the items that were removed, that section, or keep it out or put it back in? The stuff that Jeff was talking about, basically garage floor at design flood elevation.
Yes.
Do you want to put that back in, even though the planning board recommended not including it?
What's your recommendation?
Well, my initial submission to the planning board was to have the minimum even, basement or garage floor elevation at design flood elevation solely on the east side of A1A in a dune, if it's in a flood zone. Not every home is going to be in a flood zone, so it's going to impact a few, but not all homes. It has nothing to do with everything that's going on west of A1A. All of that stays the same. There's zero effect on that.
And you know the reasons why the planning commission asked it to be removed?
I don't know of any logical reason why they did. I just know that it became a talking point of one of the members.
They
And
felt
which
it
co-
was repetition. That's what, they felt it was repetition. That was the only reason that I recall.
Right. And it might be you get to the same place. What Jeff was recommending initially was just be up front. So let's reference the design flood elevation. So when they look at the code before they design their initial plans, they'll understand that that's the case. The way it's written now, they have to comply with the building code and the floodplain regulations, so they still would have to comply. It was just a way to put them more on notice at the outset. Because, when you're going to design a home, then you'll look at the code. And so it was right up there, so they would understand it right up front.
I mean, I personally am in favor of putting it
Yeah.
back in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm in
I-
favor
Even if
too.
it's.
repetition doesn't,
Yeah.
Favor.
Yeah.
Are you going to make another motion?
But we're putting it, well, this is a first read.
Yeah.
in
The
any
first
event.
read, yes.
Yeah.
So we'll include it. You'll see it clearly in the second read.
Okay.
Okay.
So the motion, the first read, then it'll come back. And you'll see the insertion and the memo will identify the change.
So then the motion would be to just.
Motion be to approve with
The-
inclusion of the reference to the design flood elevation. And then we'll bring it back. It'll be included, as Marshall said, it'll be highlighted and clear to y'all what was changed.
So we're doing the motion to approve the proposed ordinance, the
Yes, ma'am.
proposed subject to those changes.
Yes.
So do you want to make the official?
Your
Yes,
motion.
and go ahead. Does she
Yes.
need to repeat
I
it?
move
Does
to
she need
approve With the change.
Now,
noted.
the motion's good. We just need a
Okay,
second.
so the motion's on the table.
Yes, ma'am.
If we could have a second.
Second.
And do you want to do a roll call or, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Next item is the consent agenda. If there's no discussion on consent agenda, if we could have motion to approve?
Yes, motion to approve consent agenda.
I second it.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. There's no unfinished business. Moving on to new business. Item A, approve and authorize the mayor to execute a revised contract with Pave Connect Logistics LLC for milling and repaving of the existing shared walk path project in the amount of $263,260.80 based on the OMNIA Partners Cooperative Purchasing Contract number R220902. And this item aligns with the fiscal year 2026 Strategic Priorities Plan, Capitals Improvement Plan, number 28-003.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Madison
Hey.
Newman, Town Manager's Office. I'm filling in for Skender today. As you probably remember, at the last commission meeting on July 14th, we approved to execute the contract with Pave Connect for our repaving and regrading of the shared path. Upon taking a closer look, the contractor requested a couple of small modifications to the language. Those three changes they requested were reducing the cost of liquidated damages to $250 per day, capping liquidated damages at 10% of the contract price, and extending the cure period from 5 days to 10 days. The town attorney included that language in the revised contract, and he felt he was comfortable with those changes. So because of those changes, we needed to bring it back to be re-executed for your approval.
Madison, I'm curious, our attorney looked at this. What was his opinion or her opinion?
I believe from what I saw, you incorporated the language.
Yeah, so, you know, this was a little different because this project wasn't bid, it's a piggyback. So I guess the contractor had not really drilled down on the terms before it was approved by the commission the first time. So there are actually other things they wanted to change too that we did not change. These are just the three things that we did change, none of which I believe will, the cure period, I think is totally reasonable, extending that. And the liquidated damages, I mean, capping it at 10% is a common, it's not we generally don't do it for items that we bid, but since this wasn't bid, it was more of a negotiated contract. But I'm fine with all the changes. The town is still adequately protected.
Any other
Yes,
discussion?
everyone, all the comments.
In favor?
Then I move to approve and authorize the mayor to execute the revised contract with Pave Connect Logistics LLC.
I second it.
Commissioner Goldberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Peters,
Yes.
Commissioner Janowski,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stern,
Yes.
and Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carries.
The next item, resolution number 2026-011. A resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Highland Beach, Florida, amending resolution number 2025-023, which appropriated funds for the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget, providing for a budget amendment in the amount of $250,000 to fund 103 discretionary sales tax fund for Highland Beach Pedestrian Safety Traffic Improvement Project as identified in the approved capital improvement plan, providing for the transfer of general fund reserves, providing for findings, providing for implementation, and providing for an effective date.
So basically, we had 300,000 in discretionary sales tax for the embedded crosswalk lighting. When we went out for an appropriation, we added the sidewalk. As we all know, we did well. We received the $375,000. So basically, we need to move money over. It's almost like an accounting movement. We're going to move that money over, and then we will submit our reimbursement request to the state and get all the money back.
Great.
So we're just moving that money over so I have enough to cover the two contracts. Once they're completed, then the state, once they get their documents, will return it back to us.
The timeline, I'm just curious, the timeline as far as The lights.
I think a couple weeks, we're gonna get started. The paving, will go, Lux, who does all of our town contractor for the crosswalk lighting systems, is waiting for some clearances from FDOT on the methods of installing them. He has the material. The pavers are ready to go. So I think it's a couple, 3 weeks, we'll start seeing it. The paving contractor told Pat, I'm gonna not believe it at the moment, but like a week, you know? So like in a week, it'll be repaved. So I don't know. I think it's gonna take a little longer than that, but he said that, and then Lux will take a little bit longer just because a little more traffic control, because we only could do one lane at a time where we got to drill into the pavement, set the lighting hubs, then wire it back out. So that'll take a little bit longer, but you know, when everyone gets back in the fall, winter, it'll be all there, brand new walkway and all the lights. And we got a grant, the appropriation for 375. So
That's so terrific.
that really helps with this project.
The timing was perfect.
Mhm. Great.
So I was curious, at that point with Delray, now we're looking at Lytton.
Mhm.
Are they, to our knowledge, are they taking any action to do anything to their sidewalks?
No, we're going to stop right at the flag.
Right at,
Yeah. Yep. Right there. So you know when you've arrived.
We can have a
we
motion.
ready for motion?
Yes.
A motion to adopt resolution number 2026-011.
Second?
Okay. Commissioner Goldberg.
Yes.
Commissioner Vice Mayor Stern.
Yes.
Commissioner Chernowski.
Yes.
Commissioner Peters.
Yes.
And Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next item, consideration of canceling August 18th, 2026 Town Commission meeting and closing town administrative offices to ensure adequate parking at the library, the designated election day polling location for precinct 2801. I'm in favor. I mean, we kind of need to.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have
Yeah.
anything.
And
pressing?
yeah,
Yeah.
are you gonna have to reschedule for another day or
No, I don't believe we need it.
we can wait till the next meeting?
can wait.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think that's good.
Yes. That's it.
I don't. We could have a motion to approve, or do we need a motion for this or?
Yes, please.
Okay, we could have a motion. Yeah, we need a motion to cancel.
Yes. I move that what date is it? We're talking
August
about
18th.
August 18th,
Yeah.
2026, will be canceled.
Do we have a
Wait a second to that?
Second it.
Okay.
Commissioner Goldberg.
Yes.
Commissioner Peters.
Yes.
Commissioner Chernowski.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stern.
Yes.
And Mayor Moore.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Moving on to discussion of employee healthcare program for fiscal year 26-27.
So, again, as in our part of our annual process, get the renewal rates. So Blue Cross Blue Shield came in at 20%. They usually come in high. We allow Rheingold and Associates, Mark Rheingold will go out, solicit bids from other firms. So Cigna, Aetna, Curative, we're not doing that. So we got their bids. They were running about 9.5 to 10.5%. Threw that back to Blue Cross. Blue Cross yesterday came back to right around 8.3. So it's better for us. It's a little bit above what we budgeted at 7%. So David and I will go back through and do it, but it's a better scenario than the 20%.
For sure.
And based on that and some other research that we've been talking, we're probably looking at 10%, 8 to 10% every year moving forward. So we'll adjust the 5-year forecast that it's not doing, the health market's going to increase. So, but it looks good. So they're putting together the renewal documents. If you're comfortable, unless you want to hit the brakes at that point, then we'll do a more formal process, call for a special meeting, or I'll just move forward with our traditional renewals and keep moving forward.
I'm in favor of just moving forward. I mean, I think having a consistent carrier is really important
Yep.
for individuals. And right, yeah, I don't know that 8.3% increase. I don't know that we can do much better than that without really disrupting people's,
So,
you know.
so that's a
lives.
good, because I asked the broker that today when we were talking. I said, if we adjusted deductibles, and he goes, even if you doubled your deductibles, it's not going to make a huge difference in pricing based on how they price the stuff. I think some of our uptake, we had some big claims. It happens. But nonetheless, it was relatively favorable for some of the size of the claims we had. So, we'll just have to keep an eye on it each year. So I tell everybody to go for a walk, stay healthy, and we'll be in good shape.
I guess my only question is, so, and I don't know if it's even relevant at this time to talk about, is there a high deductible plan that's offered to our employees?
So we have a base plan, which is amazing, right? That's what we do.
That's your traditional, where
that
your
is-
copay is,
That is your gold star. That's the benchmark that brings people in. We really still believe that leadership team here, that is the benefit we provide. So we do, our high deductible is a 250, 750 plan, low co-pays, and a cap on out of pocket around $3,000. So that's tops. That's out of network. In network, I think it's 1,500. So plus we provide an HRA card to help cover some of those out of pocket costs. That's our base plan. Then we have a buy-up plan. It's about an extra 2%. So we have a lot of people buying up to that where it basically is zero deductibles, which is really nice, but it's just, they cover the cost. The employee pays from going from the base plan to the buy-up plan, that they cover that premium difference. So I would say we're split as a employee base, half stay in the traditional and the other half buy-up.
Marcia, when you compare the package that we're offering and the benefits in comparison to the corporate world right now and how they're cutting back, I mean, this is a fabulous program. And I'm not sure how we continue to explain that to our people, but this is a fabulous program.
We will, and David will come in and say, I can't believe you guys are doing this, but we'll take care of Dave separately. But you're right. This is expensive. If you really think about it, it costs like $30,000 to cover a family. That's a huge, I'll say it. Thank you.
yeah.
My family's on it. Thank you. So it's a huge benefit for us here. So that's, it goes a long way. I think people love it. They really do. The employees really love the healthcare. It's the one thing I tell employees too. It's the one thing they can go to bed not worrying about in life, right? There's a ton of crap going on in the world. Here, working here and making the commitment to us, you've made a commitment to them. You don't have to worry about healthcare. We got that. We got you. So we got you covered. It's a good place to be.
And what does HRA mean?
So basically it's like you can use it to pay your co-pays. So we do, Deidre was here. I think
But you say you provide an HRA. So do you put a balance in there?
yeah,
that
you preload a card for them to take care of doctor visits, out-of-pocket costs. If they want to do anything up and above things, Band-Aids, whatever at the end of the year, glasses.
So there's a certain balance that
Stuff
gets
that
loaded.
are dental, like if you need a crown, your dental plan only covers so much of it. So you could use HRA care to supplement if you need a crown or this or that, or braces. It's got braces coverage, but then you can also supplement with HRA. We started doing that 17, I think. So we had a United Healthcare plan. It was a disaster. But the community put that in to basically cover your deductible. Like we made it an amount of the deductible. So we got you covered there on that part of it. So it's gone down a little bit. It used to be a lot higher. I think it's 1,000 for a family, 500 for a single, 750 for a couple.
And is it something you can carry over to the next year if you don't spend it?
Yeah. A lot of people do carry it over,
Yeah, I bet.
but but again, it's only for a pre-approved medical expenses. You can't use it for
Right.
something else, but yeah.
Right.
But if you go to the doctor, your co-pays, your scripts, you can use that card. So it comes like a little Visa card and you can
Right.
pay your script costs. So that's what I'm saying. The healthcare here is fabulous.
So just food for thought, and just maybe another option to consider. Some and I don't know if it's something that a municipality can offer. I don't know the different rules or whatever, but some employers offer a high deductible medical plan, and so and then with that they load up some money in a health savings account. And when you do that high deductible plan, if it meets certain criteria, then you're eligible for a health savings account. And I don't know all the ins and outs of all this, but it's almost like an IRA.
Sure.
And as long as you have, so you pay more of your medical costs now, but your employer can contribute some to the health savings account. So that could cover some of those costs. But it's almost like an IRA in that, you know, if you don't use it, you can invest it just like you would an IRA in a stock fund or whatever.
Sure.
And that balance grows. And so it's a tax savings because if you use it for medical expenses, you know, you don't pay taxes on it. There's a lot of, I am not well versed on it, but
We
it
can
might be something to consider because I know, my husband's employer offers it and we take advantage of it. And so we are trying to build up that balance so that when we, you know, retire, we can use that for, you know, medical expenses.
There,
So,
there are a lot of options like that.
right.
We can work with Mark to start explaining some of that
Yeah.
to us. Our broker will come in and just explain
Right. Just some, because there
the
might,
mechanics of it. What
Yeah,
it looks like, what the
exactly.
advantages, disadvantages.
right.
Some of those unique plans require all employees to participate.
It might.
It can't be a start stop or half
Right.
do, half don't.
Right.
So he'll be able to explain all the federal
Yeah.
limitations and rules and guidelines on setting stuff up. But we can start that conversation. I think it'd be good.
It might something else to consider. I don't know if it's appealing at all to employees. For us, we thought it was a better option, our family, but you know, I don't know if it is for everyone,
Sure.
but, and I don't know. And I think it might, you know, I think the increases in the, insurance premiums, you know, might be less because, you know, the employee takes in more.
There's new players, and that was like
Right.
the Curative Group is a new kind of brokerage, and it's like an old school HMO. You get to go to a single doctor, and they kind of play these newer insurance models are to address your problem sooner rather than later because it's cheaper. So, but they're not really good at the service modeling side of it. The idea is there. They use AI and try to get all clever. But sometimes the service is lost, and how are they in with the hospital chains? That becomes challenging. But I'll get Mark in here, and
But I'm not talking about that curative model that you're
Yeah.
talking about. It's almost more of a PPO type thing.
Yep.
It's almost more of you have more, it puts the employee more in control of their, you know, who they choose
And it does
and all
reduce
that.
first dollar coverage, so it does help reduce your insurance. 'Cause if you're
Exactly,
covering
right.
we'd cover first dollar here,
Right.
and we're not
Right.
self-insured.
Right.
We're purchased insurance. So it's a little different. I don't know if we're big enough to self-insure because of
Right.
like one huge claim
Right.
and we're buried.
Right.
So we could have a co-insurance model. There's all these different things we
Right.
could look at, and
Right.
these other post-retirement medical products or
Benefits, yeah, it's like a
that we can
benefit.
take a look at. You got to be careful because I'll tell you, OPEP's dangerous. It's dangerous,
Right.
killing cities across America. You just got to be careful on your OPEP, which is your post-employment benefit package. It can really hammer
It's a
cities.
dollar. It's based on dollars, not benefits. So, you
Mhm.
know, the employer puts in X amount,
Sure.
you know, basically the premium that they would have paid, they're basically putting into this health savings account.
It's pretty clever. I
Um,
like it.
it-
Worth
it-
exploring. It could be an option.
It's a tax savings is what it, you know, basically it ends up being. And you can direct the way that that money is invested, just like you would an IRA. And so, you know, you potentially could grow that balance for when you retire. So
Yeah.
it's just, you know,
I'll do a little research.
see if it's
We'll work on it
something worthwhile
between-
doing.
In this period, like we have to sign a contract, get going for this. year.
Yeah,
Again, I will bring them in early and we could, educate ourselves on these things just so we know, because you're right. If the property tax amendment passes, we got to start looking at things differently, no matter what it is. So starting those discussions are always good.
Well, my concern was that this is, when you mentioned the 30,000, and this is a deluxe
Mhm.
prime, offer that we make to the employees.
Mhm.
And we're going to, if the Amendment 3 passes, then we really have to look very closely. Where do we hold the line?
Exactly. It'll be tough.
But
Those will be good conversations, huh?
I mean, years ago in the corporate world, they started pulling back on coverage. You know, only pay half, we'll contribute a third, so.
I mean, it's still, it's pretty common in governments. I mean, that's what makes us stand out is that most of the other municipalities have moved to that model. Municipality I came from, I was paying 600 a paycheck, like it was a lot. You had to cover a lot of your, plus you had deductibles and copays and yeah, it's,
Marcia,
What percentage of our staff are on and take advantage?
I think all except for a few military folks still prefer to be on the VA system. Just because of the history and tracking, but pretty much everybody else is on it.
Marcia, the perimeter of using the name Blue Cross Blue Shield is still a very, very powerful vehicle. And as these private equity companies are now getting into the marketplace, taking over these insurance companies, we must remember private equity are there to make profits.
Right.
And whenever a private equity company comes in as the behind the scenes owner of an insurance company, the rates sound good, but they're there to make a profit. So you know what's going to happen down the road. And I think that we should be very, very sensitive to the way they operate.
Absolutely.
Agree. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll move forward and I'll start bringing some other options forward.
But we are in favor of the Blue Cross Blue Shield and okay, perfect.
Gotcha.
Okay, moving on to commissioner comments. Commissioner Shedmowski.
It's been a very, very exciting summer. I think we're making great progress. I'm excited to see our building department has just done a fabulous job this summer, staying on top of a lot of items that communities are now suffering from, whether it's compliance issues, but I have to be very, very impressed with our fire department, our police organization, and our building department, and talking to other presidents who are living down here in Highland Beach. They would say, gee, they're really staying on top of this. That's the good news and the bad news. But it's been a great summer as far as watching it.
I concur. I concur. I don't have anything further to add today.
I just want to say I'm anxious. I don't know how many people have come up to me that we're doing I call it sidewalks, common path over and that, and how many calls I got on that and how many I referred with the lunch truck I got hit one day. And so I called everybody up, said, yep, we're doing the Passover and they're all happy. The other thing I want to say is today I had about quite a few firemen at our building and it was great. I mean, this is why we made our own department. They're in there for emergency, checking how they're going to interact if we have emergency there. And they say they're working themselves up the street, doing every building. And this is why we built our own fire department. And thank you, Highland Beach Fire Department.
That's great.
The only comment I have is I'm hopeful that we'll get some answers on the path and the bikes and so forth as a follow-up.
They're going to go faster on the new walk now.
That's right.
Better not.
Thank you.
Nothing additional from me, town attorney.
Just, excuse me, a little follow-up on Amendment 3, in case you didn't hear about it. So there was a judge in Leon County that did strike the summary and the title both, saying it didn't really accurately describe what it was doing. And it was a harsh order, one of the harshest I've ever read about. They were just using political jargon, et cetera. It's not off the ballot, but the Attorney General has to rewrite the title and the summary. They had 10 days. I think that's up on the 14th, if I remember correctly. But so that's where it stands right now. It's still on the ballot, but we don't know what the new title and the new ballot summary is going to look like yet. But hopefully it'll be a little more accurate because as we know, it's sort of it's a further erosion of home rule is what it is they want to take the thing that enables home rule is your ability to tax, and you take away your ability to tax. Well, now it's sort of the final nail in that coffin. But anyway, we'll see what comes back. But I just wanted the commission to know. Thank you.
So I guess I have a question about that. There's people who are early voting and have the sample ballots. So it's just, they just go with what.
Not for that yet. That's November. Yeah, no, it's not on the primary ballot. I just voted in the primary, so I know it wasn't on there.
I forgot
I
about
did
that.
my early voting. It's so much easier.
That's right. I know, I'm gonna do my early voting. I haven't
So
done
much
it yet,
easier.
but that's right.
So people are so confused. They have no idea. They
I
think
know.
that there's going to be absolutely no tax.
Well,
They
right.
don't
and
realize, you know, it doesn't affect every line.
No, and yeah, and they were using like they use Save Our Homes. Well, we all know what Save Our Homes is, that 3% cap that you have in your home saver. So, you know, and protect small businesses. There was no mention of businesses anywhere in there. So there was just the judge was very frank in calling the state out. So we'll see what they come back with. And I do get the updates. If I get the updated language, I'll send it to y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. Town manager?
Just to piggyback on the e-bikes, the county did approve their ordinance, so that's going to slowly start to come into play. So September 1st, which will be our next meeting, we'll repackage some of the stuff that Len put together, take a closer look at the county and just see what we want to do. Skender has been sitting on a pathways group. And what we've been told, didn't reach out to that attorney. So I still have to call the attorney from FDOT after talking with some of the other folks, but Wellington, some of these other towns saying, you know, they enforce FDOT roadways. So that shouldn't be an issue. So once I follow up with the FDOT attorney and try to figure out if there's something there, but I think we're in good shape. The county approved theirs. Then it's whether or not we want to enroll into theirs, step
Yeah.
out of theirs, whatever, you know, we want to do.
Theirs is a little different. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Marshall. Theirs no longer applies countywide. So the new version that the chief just sent to me a couple of days ago, it only applies in unincorporated and in municipalities where they provide law enforcement or the county has jurisdiction over traffic control. So it would not apply in the town of Highland Beach.
Okay.
So if we want to do our own, we would have to do our own. So
Okay, great. So we'll look at doing our own or some version of that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. That's it.
That's it?
Heather?
Okay. Announcements, board vacancies, Financial Advisory Board. We have one vacancy for a 3-year term ending April 27. Natural Resources Preservation Advisory Board, we have one vacancy for an unexpired term ending April 27. Meetings and events, August 13th at 9 in the morning, we have a planning board regular meeting. And then on August 18th, the administrative offices are closed. There are no board action reports. And with that, we can adjourn. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Okay.
Chief Ledford?
We're staying here.
Yeah, we stand for.
Do we go right into a meeting right now?
Yes.